This eerie tale of the departed happened in early fall. One day the village discovered that Alex was missing. Although he was well into his 30s, he acted like a child. He never tried to settle down, get a job, or start a family, though he didn't look like a loser. He was always wandering through the woods and swamps. He had a dream. Alex wanted to find the devil's graveyard. Almost everyone in our village knew the legends about it. It was said to be a dead place in the forest, littered with the bones of dead animals and people. Everyone who approached this clearing immediately felt melancholy, unwillingness to live. There were also terrible stories about the dead guarding this devil's cemetery. They are like guards. They all died in this place and now they try not to let anyone go there. Alex has been on a lifelong quest to find the devil's cemetery. I don't know why he needed it if, according to the legends, it was just a dead clearing, but blessed people have their quirks. He lived with his mother, and one day she reported her son missing. They waited a day in case he came back and then reported him to the police. They organized a search. Some of us went out there too, prowling the surrounding woods for about a week, and when the second week started we started to settle down. Then a few months later I heard this creepy story about a dead man from Uncle John, after he'd had a few drinks and untied his tongue. He started telling me about the search back then. On the third day they went farther into the woods than usual. They walked in a wide line so they could all see each other. But the farther they went, the wider the gap between them became. And at one point John looked around. He shouted, someone answered. He calmed down. He continued walking and suddenly saw a G-shaped clearing, devoid of grass, trees, bushes. The ground on it was black, loose, as if it had just been dug up. Bones, remnants of bird feathers, half-decomposed skeletons were scattered everywhere. But that wasn't what caught his attention. Right in the middle of the clearing lay a man. When he saw the familiar jacket, John felt a sharp jolt in his chest, and when he turned around and saw Alex's lifeless white face, his legs trembled. He wanted to move closer, to look, but suddenly he felt dizzy. He didn't notice stepping on the scorched earth. He covered his nose with his sleeve and hurried away from there. He ran to the river, went down to the water, washed his face, trying to recover. He lay down on the bank, thinking. The nearest river, Kamkambora, was about 20 kilometers away. He couldn't have gotten so lost. He crossed himself and walked back into the forest, being careful not to stumble upon the devil's graveyard, meaning he took a detour. He walked for half a day until he heard voices and rushed towards them. They were people from the village. He did not tell them anything. It seemed to him that he had dreamed it all. Besides, they were walking in the same direction where the clearing should have been. For some reason he had serious doubts about it. The next day they reached Kamkambora and found no dead place. It was pointless to look further. The forest was so thick there that even 20 helicopters would not have helped. So, they concluded, Alex had disappeared. Although John told me that he didn't think so, and he found his own bloody cemetery, where he stayed.